I'll show you what it sounds like, Nicole. It goes like this is what it goes like. That's what it sounds like. You go Bluetooth. That's all I'm. That's all.
She sounds like she's in the Death Star or something like that.
Yeah.
So Nicole, if you don't mind, I'll ask you a question. How about that? All right, great. She says, when you're songwriting, what comes to you first, the lyrics or the music?
It's usually the music, the lyrics. I mean, you know what? Sometimes, if like my mum recently said to me that you can't. She said, "What was it she said?"
Flush the toilet.
I can't remember. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't remember what the situation was. My mum said something like, "Oh, you can't set yourself on fire to keep what? No, yes, you can't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm." And I was like, "That's a really good lyric, Mum. Good job." So I wrote it down, and I haven't done anything with it yet. I think we were arguing about something, me and my mother, or maybe she said it about herself, which I think was very, very cocky for my mother to say that. But yeah, so she said that, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Do you know what I mean? So, and I was like, "I'll write that down," and I haven't done anything with it yet, but I'm planning on doing it at some point. But then when my mum's always like, "Well, if you use it, you have to give me money," and I'm like, "Mum, listen, get out my face. Don't dare come near me again and ask for money, or I will sue you for all your worth." But yeah, so there's situations like that. But then most of the time, I'm like sitting on the piano and I'm just going, bling, 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 bling. No, I'm not making those noises, but like that's the piano. I'm going, ling, and then I'll do like a not like with someone you loved. It was like I was going, and then that was on my phone for ages. And then I kind of added the other bits as I went on. So it can be both, but I think for me, it's mostly lyrics.
Well, very good question, Nicole. And I'm sorry you're reporting to us from Star Wars, but very good. We're going to have number 2, which is Jordan Frias. Jordan, number 2, which would be the 2 number 1 songs that Lewis Capaldi's going to have in the U.S. All right. That was smoother, I think, on my part.
Smooth that time, Jessica.
Thank you.
Frias. I bet we're both saying that completely wrong, and it's like...
Well, I can't. I mean, you're lucky your last name's Capaldi, because otherwise it's like I'm all over the place, man. I'm a terrible last name. Like Doja Cat was a struggle for me.
See, is it Doja Cat? I call her Doja Cat. I thought the J was like a soft J.
So I'm like a Jessica.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hello.
Hey, here's Jordan.
Hello, Jordan. Oh, Jordan.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm very well. Very nice to meet you too. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to speak to me.
For sure. Happy to be here.
Nice one. Yeah.
Jordan, hit him up with your question.
Oh, great. Wow. Okay. So thank you again. You're an amazing artist. A question to you is, are you surprised at all by your success? I mean, it seems like you kind of just went from nothing to something. So,
you know, I always knew I was super talented, Jordan. So not really a surprise for me at all. Just really good to kind of straight. I always thought when I looked at the top of the charts, I was like, yeah, I'll probably be there sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, buy tickets to the shows. I know they'll sell out. No, I'm completely surprised by the success. I think even when you get signed, right? It was like you get signed because there's so many. But when I got signed to a record label and stuff, there was still all these like hurdles. It feels like there was always little hurdles and everything was in the way to like stop you from getting there. So you get signed and then it's like, right, but can you get anyone to come to your show? And then you go, oh well, probably not. And do you know what I mean? And it's just there's so many like little kind of steps you have to climb up on this kind of ladder. And yeah, it's been very surprising. And then even when things started to go well in the UK, they were like, my management and the record label and stuff were all going, oh, okay, now we're going to try and make things work in America. And I'm like, listen, we've got a good thing going here. No one knows us in America. Let's just relax. So yeah, it's extremely surprising, but it's very, very nice that so many people were into it and that I can make a living, which is lovely, through music. Yeah, so I'm very surprised.
Good answer. And Jordan, did you know that Lewis basically, what's our equivalent? Like a 7-Eleven, you went, you had to use the bathroom, and they were just like, wait, are you Lewis Capaldi? you may pass.
That was when I knew I made it. When I went into a convenience store and I had been drinking. So I'd broken the seal when, you know, after you've had a few drinks and you pee, you're like, oh, I need to keep peeing. And I was walking from one pub to the next. And then I went in and I said, oh, can I use your toilet? And the person behind the counter said, sorry, we've not got any public toilets. And I was like, cool. And as I went to leave, they went, wait a minute, are you Lewis Capaldi? And I went, that's exactly who I am. I couldn't be more that person if I tried. And he said, well, you can use the staff toilet. And let me tell you, Jordan, best piss I've ever taken in my life. Beautiful. Beautiful pee, honestly.
That's incredible story.
Thank you.
Whole new meaning as to before you go. That's different. All right.
There you go.
I'm batting 1,000. All right.
That's great.
We're going to bring in Megan Fry. She has a question for you. Lewis, while we're waiting for her to get pulled up, rumor going around, no new music from you this year. We got these 2 jams, and then we're going to wait for 2021.
Yeah, I mean, people have suffered enough this year, I think, with COVID and, you know, all the other stuff that's going on in the world. I think we've all had enough. And I think no one needs to hear me singing about girls that don't like me. So I think this is it for this year. And next year, when things start to go better, I will be the thing that's making everyone miserable. Do you know what I mean? And I think that'll be good.
It gives you more time to find a vaccine, which we appreciate as well. So
exactly. Well, because obviously I'm spearheading the vaccine movement. I've got a lot of stuff going on in the lab. Do you know what I mean?
I felt it. All right, you may ask your question, Megan.
Okay. So what's something that most people love that you can't stand?
Ooh. Oh God. I don't know, loads of stuff, I think. Well, to most people, what would be the, there's so many things that I hate. But I don't know that people love the things that I hate. Do you know what I mean? I just think I hate things that are relatively normal. Like I hate flip-flops. Do you know flip-flops and like sliders? Like, but I don't know that anyone's going around going, oh, I love flip-flops so much. Do you know what I mean? And like it drives. No, see, Jessica, come on. We were going. Things were going so well between us. Oh no, Jordan with the sliders too. It's a disgrace. But yeah, so I hate flip-flops. But I think that's more. I hate people's feet. So I hate the fact that in airports, like they wear flip-flops, and it's like, come on now. Because I always think I'm breathing in. I'm breathing in quite near you. I mean, the masks have actually helped, to be honest. I'm breathing in quite close to you, and I feel like your foot particles are up in the sky and are going to get in my mouth. Do you know what I mean? It's like when someone farts and they go, oh, just breathe through your mouth. And I'm going, I'm not having a mouthful of air.
Foot particles?
Yeah, ass part or ass. If someone farts, it's an ass particle. Like, come on. But so yeah, that sort of stuff. I hate Parmesan cheese because I think it's. Do you know what? Because I think it smells like someone's bad feet. So maybe this is just. I just hate people's feet, which is again. I think there's some people who love feet. We don't talk about those people. We do not talk about those people in this chat. But yeah, no, not me. I hate feet, and I don't like bananas either. But I won't go into that.
All right, very good question, Megan. That went very deep in the Parmesan cheese department. And we'll skip her. Chelsea, where are you?
I'm here.
All right, Chelsea, this is going to be entertaining because Lewis is going to answer your question in an American accent. Let's go.
Hello, Chelsea. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
My question is if you picked up any new hobbies while being in quarantine.
You know what? No. That's not answer. No, I haven't. I don't. This is see when there's a group of like there's all American people here. That's really freaking me out because I'm like, oh, this is like when someone sees me and tries to do a Scottish accent, and I'm like, okay, and they do an Irish one because that's what people think in America that I'm Irish. But nah. None. I got a Peloton bike. Do you know those things? I got one of those things, and let me tell you, hey, wow, my glutes have never been so toned. I've never been so toned in my life. Like you used to see, oh my God, it is, I get on there and I cycle, and I hate myself for like 30 to 45 minutes a day. And like it's good. It's good. And then I come off it and I'm sweating and I go in and I say, hello, mum. And she says, get away from me, you disgusting human being. I hate you so much. I'm in the bottom. I says, well, mum, weird thing to say to your son who you love so much. And then I'm sore for the rest of the day. So that's pretty much I've just realised I'm quite close to the camera as well. I've just that's pretty much the only thing that I took. I haven't bettered myself as a person at all during quarantine, which is quite weird because I know a lot of people have taken up like maybe they've learnt a new language or tried to, or like they really exercise a lot and they've really made headway. That's the problem with the Peloton so far, is that you can do exercise, but if you come in and like eat like a big bag of chips and like one of those big chocolate bars that says it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work like that. So yeah, no, I haven't taken any steps to better myself as a human being during quarantine. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Chelsea. Was that answer all you anticipated and more?
Yes.
I thought so. Me too. Me too. Is the Peloton make your butt sore, Lewis?
Oh my God. Do you know the thing? What do you call it in America? It's not your butt, but it's like your taint. Is that what it's called? Is that allowed? Is that allowed? It's so sore all the time. I call it a gooch.
Oh, okay.
It sounds a bit more lascivious and weird, but like, so yeah, it's so painful. And see, because you get used to it. I don't know if you build up some sort of calluses on your but I think, for me, I took a break from it for a bit. I took a break. I was a lazy bastard and didn't. Sorry, there you go. I swore. And
There you go. I like it.
And I didn't use it for a while. And now I'm getting back on it. Every time I wanted my taint screaming out, Lewis, please stop. We didn't agree upon this. So yeah, it's painful. But then you get used to it.
I'm going to tweet, my taint is screaming out. I can't wait. Hashtag Lewis Capaldi.
You also get these little, like, the shots with like a pad. Do you know what I mean? But it kind of looks like I'm on, like, it looks like I'm on a period or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a nice look for me. It looks like I bought really huge, like, menstrual pads, like huge.
The heavy flow. I got you. Do we have Becca for a question? And thank you once again for your question, Chelsea. Is Becca's
Hello.
here. Oh,
Hello.
yay, Becca.
Hi. Hard recording or performing songs that have deep meaning to you?
Depends. Do you know what? When I finish writing them, in fact, when I write them, I'm usually in a pretty good space with something. See if I'm like going through something. Like, see if I was going through a breakup. Like, it's quite hard to write about the breakup when you're actually really like affected by it. Do you know what I mean? So when you're still in the sort of, you know, inconsolable, my life is terrible, oh my God, nothing's ever going to be better again, like sort of phase in the breakup. Maybe it's just me, but like, do you know when you're in that, like, sort of, when things are happening, it's quite hard to make sense of like what's actually going on in your head. So when I write the songs, I'm usually in like a really good spot emotionally regarding whatever the situation is. So like, before you go, I was speaking to Jessica about it's about my aunt who committed suicide when I was really young. But what I found is, obviously I wasn't writing songs when I was 4. But what I found was I wasn't sad writing that song. Do you know what I mean? It was like I don't know. I had like a really. I was able to look at it from different angles, and even when I write songs about breakups and stuff, it's better to write it a couple months removed, because it's like, otherwise you're just like, you're the worst person ever. Do you know what I mean? That would be the song. Do you know what I mean? I hate you so much. Why don't you love me? Like that sort of thing. And I think so. Yeah, the only time it kind of hits is like when you're singing a song, like maybe like Before You Go, something, and the crowd response is so like amazing and like loud and people are really into it. That's when it becomes emotional, when you're like, oh, I'm sharing this with, like, you know, however many, 4,000 people, 50,000 people, whatever it is. It's, even if it's like 100 people, it just feels really. Song that I wrote about such a specific thing in my life is now so much bigger than I ever expected to be, and in a way, I'm like, these people are singing a song about my aunt. Do you know what I mean? Which is quite a nice thing. So
Very
thank
good.
you.
That was
Becca?
very serious.
Thank you.
All right, so I think what we have to do, we have to wrap. I don't know who's left, unfortunately.
The only one is Jean.
Jane, get in there and ask your question because
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, this is pretty much the coolest thing that I've ever been able to do. You're my favorite artist of all time. I wrote about you in my college writing class yesterday. So this is really cool. I actually have two questions, and you can pick one of the two. It doesn't matter. For one, it kind of tags along with the last question, and it's, what's your own favorite song of your own that you've written and why? And my other one is a little bit more silly, which is, if they made a movie about you, who would you pick as the actor to play you?
My favourite song of mine is Someone You Love because it made me the most money. No, I'm kidding. It was like, no, I honestly think Before You Go is my favourite just because it's like the recent single and it's available to buy now. No, but I think it's because, I don't know, it's just like there's more it's not just a piano vocal thing, and I sang Someone You Love so much that now Before You Go is like the newest one in my head, maybe that's why. But yeah, and the reaction we get live and stuff is so nice, and obviously just because what it's about in that, it's really nice to see. And yeah, with regards to who would play me in a film or who I would pick, I mean, it's the obvious choice, and I'm sure we're all thinking it is Dwayne Johnson. Like that being like, I don't understand why.
That's the answer that I actually had in my head too. I just wasn't sure if we were on the same page.
I'm pretty sure we were all thinking it, Jane. We were all thinking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dwayne Johnson, but he has to play me. He has to play me like when I'm in my younger years. So he has to when I'm like 11, starting playing pubs, and now I would have like Natalie Portman. So it goes from Dwayne Johnson plays me in my younger years, and then as soon as I hit my 20s, Natalie Portman.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but thank you for your question.
Good question, Jane. Even better answers. Lewis Capaldi, I know you're so busy. We appreciate the time and answering all the questions. Congratulations on all your success. I'll be playing you 7 more times before 2 o'clock, and I can't wait to have you #1 before you go, and many more times in the future.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time, Jessica, and everyone else. Thank you so much for the questions, and you won something to be here, so we're all winners. Welcome to the winners. Circle. But yeah, no, thank you very much for taking the time. It was very nice to speak to you all, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello. Sorry. I didn't see
Wait,
you.
how do I? We're still here. How do we get out?
Melissa, yeah, well, don't worry. She's like a bouncer. Like security. But goodbye, all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.